farm fishing. And we said, no, we don't want farm fishing. And one was Oganawa City, which is a city of 11,000 inhabitants, and half the population was swept out to sea. And that area is noted for tuna. It has very good tuna up there. And the schools are all built on the hill. All the school children, there's 7 schools with 700 school children, and 11 of them didn't come to school that day, and they got washed out to sea. 2 children that it was their graduation the next day, and the junior high teacher said, well, anyone that's graduating from the school can go home early. And 2 children went home an hour early. They got washed out to sea. And so I think that what happened that Sunday in our walks, Eastern Cares walk, the 1 kilometer walk, was something I think that I guess we didn't understand the feeling that the people in this area had. Because we thought if we raised $10,000 or $15,000, we're going to have a great day. And it was from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And if you saw the lineup that morning, and you know, we raised, it means all of us, we raised $80,000. Then it became a problem of how do we get this money to Japan without anybody in between. And I know a lot of work was done in terms of how we get proper tax receipts, and leave in it played a big role in terms of finding the right combination. And so Wakayama, Japan, our sister city, was willing to help us. And what they did was basically said, okay, we'll buy the products if you want us to, and we'll get it at cost or even lower if we can. And so, like Panasonic, Mr. Matsushita that started Panasonic, and he's a citizen, or was a citizen of Wakayama. So Panasonic company donated quite a few things for free, and we were able to send it up there through the Rotary and ourselves. The first batch of money we sent over, and the first thing that the school, Mr. Ochi from the Oganawa Junior High School, was the one that was the leader in putting the want together, the list of want, which added up to approximately a little over $300,000. So he gave us a priority list that what the schools and the children of the area needed. And it started off with life jackets, 700 life jackets. And the life jackets were made in Wakayama, and it had the Rotary Club and the Community Center logo on it. And in November of 2011, when I was in Japan, I went to Wakayama. They called me and said, there's a truckload of things that we'd like to send to Oganawa. So the sister city, the city itself, and the sister city chairman there, they had a press conference in Wakayama with the truck, and I think we showed some slides before of the truck and the banners that were put on all around it. And then the sister city chairman, the city staff person, Mr. Yoshida, and myself, we took a train to the airport, Osaka Airport, and flew to Sendai. And then we stayed one night in Sendai, and the next morning the truck met us at a spot about 5 kilometers outside of Oganawa. Then we drove in together to Oganawa and the school. five children were in the principal's room waiting for us, and, but the school itself, in the junior high school, as you hit the school, they had Canadian flags, and there was a young man from Abbotsford that was here that we met, and Lee met him, also Mike, and he was teaching school in Oganawa for 3 years, and when the earthquake hit, he was on an island in front of Oganawa. There's a couple of islands in front. He was teaching there, and he was, once again, the schools are up on the hill, and so he said when the earthquake hit, he said we were on the hill and we were inside the classroom, and it shook so badly. We took the children outside to the play area, and he said the ground started to crack, and so we took the children back in, and then we tried to get a hold of somebody on my cell phone, and they couldn't get a hold of anybody. And so he said we slept on the floor in the gym the whole night, and then the next day he tried his cell phone again and was able to get to Sendai administration. And so Sendai sent a bunch of big helicopters to pick the children and himself up. But he had, and I blame the Canadian embassy, but most embassies, like the Chinese embassy, the British embassy, they were open 24 hours a day. And they were getting a hold of all the people that they knew that were in Japan and say, just come to Tokyo embassy and we'll have a new passport for you and everything. And Mike, he tried to call the Canadian embassy, and it was closed, and then the message said to phone Ottawa, so he phoned Ottawa and said, you know, I've lost my passport, and I'd like to get a new passport, I'd like to get home. So embassy here, or the Canadian embassy said, well, where's your birth certificate? Where's your old passport? We need some identification. It's washed out to sea. So he had to spend another 3 weeks there before he was able to come back. So I did let our two MPs know that. I said that it's ridiculous. But with Mike, when he went back, we sent 3 boxes of I wouldn't say goodies, but things to try to motivate the children to stand up and you know, we have a word, say gambare, do your best, persevere and do your best. And so we had the Japanese language school and some schools, elementary schools, do some things in Japanese writing. And so Mike took these 3 boxes to Oganawa school and the other schools, and they were all displayed in the hallways, and there was a Canadian flag, and so they were very, very appreciative of that gesture, which was free, but it meant a lot to the children that were there. The thing that we have with Wakayama City is that although they bought a lot of the stuff at cost or lower, they also played an important role in terms of trying to help us make it happen, and trying to help us not to spend any money. Like my trip to Sendai and Oganawa, that first trip, the 3 of us that went were all paid by Wakayama City. There was no cost to anyone. And so things like that they were able to do. The following year in 2012, Bill McNulty, Harold Steves, Mike Redpath, and myself went in April of 2012. And by then, a lot of the debris, like we had to drive from Sendai Airport to Oganawa, which is about an hour and 20 minutes. And all you do is go by disaster areas. cars piled up, just debris piled up in huge, huge piles. And you look, you drive along the water and you see the tsunami had come in and destroyed all the housing. I think the biggest impact it had was when we hit Senda. Harold and Bill were just devastated because the airport was closed for 4 months, and it's by the water. And this tsunami hit the airport and went 5 kilometers inland. And you stand on a little hill and you turn 360 degrees. It's where houses were. All you see is the foundations left. That's it. That's